All right. So, first and foremost, oh yeah, we did that yesterday. Number 9, Florida beats the hell out of Arkansas, 63-35. Great to be. With that being said, first and foremost, Canez's old lady brought up a excellent point that is fucking with me as well. How come Kansas is pronounced Kansas and Arkansas is pronounced Arkansas when Kansas is in Arkansas?
I don't know.
Personally,
I don't care for even one of those.
Like I have tons of questions about the English language, and that's one of them. I have tons of questions about geography, American geography, and that's one of them. Other questions involving American geography is why is there a North and South Dakota when there could just be one Dakota? Why is there a North and South Carolina when there could just be one Carolina? And why can't we?
Why is there Virginia and West Virginia when they can just be Virginia?
Why can't we break up California into 3 states? And why haven't we considered Puerto Rico a state? We might as well.
Did you ask about the Virginias?
Oh, yes. Virginia and West Virginia. Relatively, I kind of get why.
They're both racist. So
That's not the reason. But West Virginia's inbred. Everyone knows it's Skinny.
Okay.
My buzzer isn't working.
Yeah, you do that. Infidel.
However, back on tangent to, this ticker.
Coronavirus.
Bring another ticker.
What is that?
As for Heisman, who says no?
Me.
You aren't you enough to say no. Listen.
Yes. Why? Because there's a young man by the name of Justin Fields that is out there tearing shit apart.
Wait, that name sounds very familiar. Who does he play for?
He's the quarterback for Ohio State.
So. We'll have a repeat of 06, eh?
Yeah.
Is that what you want?
If you have not seen him play, and I hate to admit this, but one it's been hyping up Justin Fields. I thought it was just Ohio State hype. No, he's actually really good.
Yeah, well, Cal Trash is actually really good too. All right, because this year he's thrown for 2,171 yards, 28 touchdowns, and only 3 interceptions. His quarterback rating is a 93.9. So
you're gonna make me do this?
Yes.
Where's my phone? In my hand?
That Cal Trask actually has a receiving core that, well, no one really knows about. If we're being honest.
All right, let me.
Take it too long.
Let me look it up. Okay.
I'm already
there. On ESPN. You also have to remember that.
Shit.
You also have to listen. You also have to listen. You also
is the season. God damn it.
You also have to remember that the Big Ten started late and they were like 5-6 games behind.
That's not our fault. So no, we're not going to count that. Big Ten was
You have,
told
you
them
have to remember that. It'd be like 5 or 6 games.
because Big Ten wanted to be the snooty motherfuckers that was like, I don't think
They've only played 4 games.
Listen, man, the rest of America is getting in the mud. You might as well get in the mud. Fuck it.
Actually, they've only played 3 games. The 4th game is coming up against Indiana.
You're saying it as if I give a shit.
But he has, in 3 games, Carlos, 908 yards, 11 touchdowns, and no interceptions.
And a QB rating of 96.4.
Yes. In 3 games, Carlos. So imagine if he's played as many games as Florida has played.
Well, let's see. We've only played 6 games, Kenny. Because that's the quarantine.
That's 3 more games than he's played.
So you're telling me, Kenny, that let's do the math here. So 2,171. I don't have a calculator app on my fucking tablet. What's that about? Wow, you didn't see that. All right. Well, we're gonna have to use the phone now. So let's do the math. 2,174 yards minus what was it? 908 and 911?
908.
908. You're telling me that he was going to throw 1,266 yards in 3 games? Come on.
Yeah, in 6 games, he would have.
Come on, Kenny.
The first game he had 276. The second one he had 318. The third one he had 314.
Well, here's the thing, right? At some point, they would have had to play Wisconsin. That was not happening against Wisconsin.
Sir,
I need you to understand that he was getting shut down. Did you see what Wisconsin did to Michigan yesterday?
That's not Ohio State.
No, it's not. But what Wisconsin did to Michigan, they could do that.
Michigan is not as good as Ohio State.
They can still do it against Ohio State. Is the point I'm trying to make here.
Michigan is not as good as Ohio State.
No, they are not. However, Wisconsin will do it to Ohio State. Not by the margin they did to Michigan. It would be a bare margin. But they could do it to Ohio State and shut that offense down. That defense looked impressive even against Michigan, man.
If you say so.
I don't know, man. However, nonetheless, it's 6:40 p.m. on a Sunday evening. We are live via satellite. It is Gorilla Game Podcast. I am your empathetic yet foul-mouthed half of the show, Carlos Crawford. Kenny?
Yes, I'm listening.
And introduce yourself.
Oh, shit. My name is Kenneth Whitaker, a.k.a. Hendrick Solo.
Yeah, that's the structure. We're doing AKs in the back of the show now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay. I'm used to saying it, so I'm just like, wait, what are you talking about? You just started.
Do it in the back end. So I was like, all right, cool. We just got to come up with a new way to start.
Okay, that's fine. This is the first day.
Fair enough.
Damn it.
That is fair.
It's first day of school. Give me a fucking break.
However, let's get right to it, right? 10 count. I don't have a sponsor this week.
Sponsored by these motherfucking nuts in your motherfucking mouth. Sorry.
I don't want to sponsor.
That's not the sponsor.
Listen, I'm plotting and scheming on another round of those edible confectionery masterpieces. So yeah, this
Yeah.
check out brought to you again by Kiki Code Desserts.
This 10 count is sponsored by Juan. I absolutely hate you for having the PS5 early, but I do hope you do buy me one. I'd appreciate it.
Sure. So let's start off by saying that Roman Reigns promo with Drew McIntyre was solid. However, knowing what we know now, doesn't matter. Simply doesn't matter. So there's that. In case you don't know, Roman Reigns has control of this storyline that's being ran with him right now. And well, things how Drew.
Before you continue, I want you to look me in the eye. And I want you to tell me, like a man, Carlos, that I was right.
Okay, I know exactly where you're getting at. Yeah, guys, Kenny was right. Kenny was very much right. All a ruse. This was all a ruse. So yeah, man, that's that's what it is. This is definitely a ruse, as Kenny had imagined and saw coming. We should have listened to him on this one. More than likely. However, if anything big happens, oh boy, Kenny, I don't think you'll ever hear the end of it until, you're once again proven right. So
I've been proven right enough to that point that I know this wrestling shit. I need you to understand this. If you ever doubted me not knowing this wrestling shit, which I feel like you have before, you need to know.
I mean,
just because
thunder, Kenny. So
just because I'm in and out periodically and I go on long periods of not watching it, it's because I know what the fuck is going to happen. I know this wrestling shit. And I meant to address that to you. I felt like you were thinking I didn't really know wrestling like you did, and it was starting to piss me off. And you want to know why it was starting to piss me off? Because I kept telling you that shit was trash, and I didn't want to watch it because I already know what the fuck was going to happen. And every time the shit happened, you were like, "Damn, he's right again. He's not even watching." Yeah, at that point, you should have known. But I know what the fuck I'm talking about.
I was hoodwinked, led astray.
Just like I told you, AEW is going to be taking over your Wednesdays pretty soon. And look what's starting to happen before our very eyes. Not that I want to point that out because this is your segment. This is your show. I don't want to interrupt the flow of what you're doing, but I just wanted to point out that not only was I right about Roman again, I was also right about your wrestling interest changing focus to a different network. Not that NXT isn't good, but what AEW is doing,
listen, my homeboy Smee, he called out. You know what? We'll get to that in a moment.
Yeah,
because it definitely has to do with the basis of what we want to talk about this week. Number 2, Chad Gable as manager. Why in the hell did they do that before they transferred the briefcase? That's amazing. This man Otis went in on Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode. Went in. Jobbed them even.
I feel like they went to the table to give them the briefcase to Otis just to take it. Which I
wouldn't be against it if Otis won it back at this point, especially.
I wouldn't be either, but I also called him getting that briefcase taken away from him.
Yeah, naturally you did.
I called it after he won it. Like, he's gonna get it. I called it after the win. Like, they're gonna take it away from him.
Oh my God. Number 3, that Rey Mysterio and Seth Rollins match will always go crazy. However, Rey Mysterio missing that 619, fucking comical. Also, I now get what the cancel Twitter, wrestling Twitter, is saying, kind of seems like they're grooming Aaliyah, don't it?
Yeah, sorry. I got the Steelers Bengals game on. Chase Claypool just did that to whoever was checking him and pointed at him after he straight up disrespected him.
That's not nice. Not nice at all. But yeah, it kind of feels a little weird. I hope it turns into something cool, like she ends up turning on them or something like that, something unexpected. You know what I'm saying? To make her seem bigger than her role. You know what I'm saying? Because her role is just the damsel. Come on, man. She's a Mysterio. I gotta do better with this.
I mean, they gotta introduce her some kind of way.
That's fair. That's true. That is for true. Number 4. I believe yes. Number 4. Chelsea Green has been out for months due to a broken wrist. She suffered. I believe it was during a Money in the Bank qualifying match or like a Battle Royal of some sort. I just recall her taking a nasty bump around the ladder, and we thought that she was selling hard when in reality she was really hurt. And that's when they threw up the X for her. That's what I last remember. However, she was in the qualifying to be on the Survivor Series team and broke her wrist.
Yeah, it's been a tough road for her.
That's sad because it looked like she has some promise, man. Like she's green as goose shit, but she's got promise.
But she's only green because she's been inactive.
Exactly. But even before she like started getting hurt, like when she was on TV on NXT, she was green, but it looked like if you showed her the ropes a little bit, give her a year or so, she could be a household name in the division. Like a name that we look at and take seriously. Not like Dana Brooke. Well, you take Dana Brooke seriously. I don't.
Don't sit here and act like she ain't doing work with Andy right now, bro.
Here's my thing, right?
No, whenever he says, "Here's my thing," he's about to just totally debunk everything I just fucking said. Go ahead.
Oh, no. This isn't a debunking. Here's my thing this time. My thing is that Mandy Rose was a tag team competitor with Sonya Deville. I understand why Sonya Deville is out of action right now. However, at that point, you try to establish Mandy Rose as a singles competitor. Instead, you plug her in with Dana Brooke, who's doing nothing, and y'all don't give Dana Brooke a chance to do anything. Y'all just lazily phone her in other people's storylines. That's why I can't take Dana Brooke seriously, because y'all won't allow me to take her seriously. And honestly, it's like, yo, Dana is athletic as hell. Why aren't we utilizing that? Dana might get a push on Universal body. Number 6. No, number 5. I don't even know anymore. Let's just run through it. Johnny Gargano comes out and tries to rewind history and spin the wheel from Halloween Havoc. It was like a miniature version of that, and it mysteriously stops, then swings back to this kid Leon Ruff, who comes out and subsequently runs Gargano's fade and takes his North American Championship. I only remember this Leon Ruff kid from the vignettes where Gargano and who's he in a program with? I forget, but they like were doing a little NXT training session, and he pretty much sunned Leon Ruff essentially. Then there was another time where Leon Ruff got squashed by like Bronson Reed. He got squashed by Karrion Kross. So it was looking like a jobber. And to turn around and take Gargano's championship and suddenly be a face of the company, that's fucking hysterical. And awesome. Not to mention awesome. Because, listen, this kid, he's got spark. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
Watch him turn around and be like who we wanted Swerve Scott to be, but they won't allow him to be. Because
now you're starting to get the program.
You really do. Nice Table Street continues because that's so many fun. We're up to 8 weeks in a row.
See, I'm torn between that because I love it, but I hate it too. Because I only feel like they're doing that to her because of Rusev's jump, not anything she did herself. Honestly, right? Like, I feel like when Rusev was there, they were trying to actually help her improve. Now they're just putting her through the table and seeing how much shit they can put her through until she quits, in my opinion. Which is kind of, in my opinion, I could be wrong, but
me, I didn't see that. Why? Because
haven't been wrong lately. So,
Lana's trope in general is that she's just annoying as hell. That's what it all boils down to. Her trope is that she's annoying as fuck. So you take that, and all right, so she divorces from Rusev in the storyline and ends up marrying Lashley. Why? Do we really need that? No. We just needed Lana to be included in something. All right, fine, sure. However, that annoying trope, that just does nothing but ruin Lashley's momentum. So, no, that's not going to work out. All right, so you make her a tag competitor with Natalya. Well, Lana is still green. I don't know if y'all noticed that.
I noticed that.
Honestly, man, you really want Lana to impress me, right? I'm not even going to say send her to NXT. Send her back to Performance Training for a little while. Let her have a little hiatus. And just come back and bully. Like, she actually has a run where she actually whooping ass. Like, you got to build these characters and gimmicks to a likable status. And if you're building them as a heel, you have to build them to a dislikable status where you absolutely just hate them, but you respect them because they're actually good. Lana's not good. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, if they can start rumors of bringing back Eva Marie, they can train Lana up.
They're not bringing back Eva Marie, and even if they do, shame on them. Because I have said it to spite you in the past, but Lana is definitely a step up from Eva Marie. That's the truth. My thing is
I wouldn't mind seeing Eva Marie in WWE another shot.
My thing is that I'm not even going to acknowledge it any further. My thing is that with Lana, this is a woman that has the want to. You know what I'm saying? She got the want to. That I'm giving her. Lana definitely has the want to when it comes to this wrestling game. She want to be a great.
Yeah.
So let's work her to do that.
It's work to be done, bro. You gotta do the work.
Don't try to give me no bullshit and link her up with Dana Brooke because I literally talked about these two being pushed to be better. If you're going to do that, damn it, they need to win a tag team championship. Something ridiculous needs to happen, but it needs to be legit too. You need to make these characters and gimmicks look legit. Otherwise, it's you see them on the screen, you're like, all right, it's time to take a piss.
Right. I'm just saying she's in that respect taking those bumps.
And for me, it's like Lana could be one of those Tori Wilson types. That's like, she started out as a valet that was, fun, but over time, you took her seriously when she got in the ring because you know that, all right, she's going to put on a good match. It's not going to be like a BS match. You know what I'm saying? Lana has that,
Yeah.
but they're going to keep holding her back with these ridiculous storylines. And yeah, I'm going to keep laughing at her getting put through a table by Nia. That's just how it's going to go. I mean, as far as that latter point, that's just how it's going to go in general because I love me some Nia. So I'm always going to defend it. Fuck y'all. So,
Yeah, very disrespectful.
So I understand why you're torn about it. But as far as the table street goes, I'm enjoying the hell out of it because it's a running gag. And we know how much I love running gags. So I'm with it.
Indeed, that's hilarious.
You and Juan's girl, Jade Cargill, is in the hoots with that?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. She can get it. I love it.
Boy, this board gets weirder and weirder. All right. Yes. I guess. Shaq's gonna wrestle again.
I'm sorry.
You heard me.
No, I really didn't hear you. You got cut out for a second.
But yeah, Shaq's gonna wrestle again. That's what's going on here. How can we all forget the epic classic between Shaquille O'Neal and the Big Show?
Listen, I personally don't want to see Shaq on AEW, but I understand why it could possibly happen because Shaq is under contract with TNT and why it makes sense. But like we've seen that in WWE. Like what I don't want for it to happen is that they start really reverting to like too much WCW, right? Like don't start bringing in David Arquette, Draymond Green to be like a Dennis Rodman type thing. You know what I'm saying? Don't start doing that. Shaq is cool because people like Shaq and Shaq is entertaining or whatever, blah, blah, blah. TNT, I get that. But don't start overdoing it with like the celebrity appearances, right? That's all I really want. Like I just don't want them to fall victim to that kind of booking. You know what I mean? And it becomes to the point where it's over relied upon.
Exactly. Like case in point, Deadlock pointed out something that I watched that night but didn't realize that some people pointed out that Darby Allin was posted up in the rafters or whatever on the same night, like back in 1996 when Sting was first on the rafters. I was like, all right, that's pretty cheesy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, and now that's just a little. You're going the extra mile. You don't need to go the extra mile. You are doing great. You know
right, you're doing great. Like, even if y'all want to have Darby Allin play that mysterious in the stands type thing, you can do it, but don't keep bringing up Sting. Okay, like let Darby be his own persona because he's nothing like Sting. One, he ain't big as Sting. Nope. Two, his wrestling style is like totally different. And three, he just ain't Sting. So let him do it in his own. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to be in the stands with a skateboard, like get a skateboard be time or something. You can magnify it on the Megatron or whatever. If they really want to make it great, what they should do is have Darby in their stands, put his skateboard up, and then they'll say Allen is not Sting.
I'd be totally behind that. I need that to happen actually.
And then it's like, yeah, you're not Sting.
I need that.
You know.
However,
But the good thing about AEW is, and then after this, you can go into an appointment or whatever you're going to go to.
I know what number we're on at this point.
The good thing about this is that the AEW actually has wrestlers, you know what I'm saying, control their own storyline. Not to the point where they decide winners and losers or anything like that, but to the point where they can develop their own characters as how they feel it goes. And if it works because it's them. And if it doesn't work, then they can just go back to the board and reset themselves, as opposed to being handed a script trying to make that shit work.
And honestly, that's where WWE goes wrong. And I get why they do it to avoid, you know, anything going completely left on live air. I get it. But you also got to trust your superstars to, you know, emote and carry their gimmicks to the extent that they need to be carried. Because if you're going to give the, you know, wrestler a gimmick, right, as opposed to letting them figure out their own gimmick, then at least let them try to, you know, get creative with what you give them. Like, let them take what you give them. If you give them that freedom, however, that also gives them a chance to completely use their creative freedom. And then if it works, boom, you have a star. If it doesn't work, A, it's egg on their face, and B, you can also come in and be like, well, what if we did this, that, and the third of your character? That way you can, you know, collaborate creatively to make a better character, because it may be there. It just needs to be taken one step further. Or there just need to be a couple of kinks that need to be worked out about the character, and boom, you have gold. There are many ways. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
That's the point. However, number 8, MJF and Wardlow join Inner Circle. Denny, I geeked at this. I'm not gonna lie to you, because your man's MJF quoted lines from All Me.
Wait. Got everything. I got everything.
That's right.
I cannot complain. I cannot.
No.
I don't even know how much I really made. I forgot. It's a lot. Never mind what I got. Came up. That's all me.
Yes.
Stay true. That's all me.
Absolutely.
No help. That's all me. All me for real. Thank you. Really? Drake?
I'm mad your man was like, ooh, I wrote that all by myself. I'm like, yo, you a fool. No, this is going to be absolute fun. Absolutely fun. Literally, look for Inner Circle to be comedy relief in the upcoming weeks, because this is going to be hilarious. It's all going to have a big payoff that is gargantuan and pivotal, but it's going to be a funny ass ride on the way there. And I need y'all to join that on that ride, because it's going to be hilarious, because this MJF is going to troll Sammy Guevara the entire time, and I know it. I just know it. So, number 9. 30 years ago, on November 22nd, The Undertaker debuted at Survivor Series. November 22nd, this month, The Undertaker officially announces his retirement.
Boom.
Undertaker's career comes full circle, and the pay-per-view where it all started for him. Poetic. With that being said, on November 22nd, during that segment, I will be taking a knee for The Undertaker. Oh, yes. No, wait, that was not. So we get to number 10. And this is actually a bit of a focal point of this episode. Zelina Vega was released from WWE 10 minutes after tweeting that she supported unionization.
Yeah.
Now, if I may rewind back to what I was getting at the top of the 10 count, my homeboy Smink, he posted a status to, cancel WWE pretty much. Stop buying their shit, stop going to show. I mean, stop, going to the Thunderdome, stop watching the shows, things like that, or whatever. And my thing was this, right? I can't. One, this. It's essentially the basis of the show. Nevertheless, two, I simply cannot, in my good conscience, outright cancel this company knowing that they have top tier, cream of the crop talent still in there. Because, Kenny, you complain about your Roman Reigns. I complain about your, God, who do I complain about these days? I don't know who I complain about, but
Elias.
Nonetheless, you get boom. I complain about Elias, but the bottom line is that in a company like that, you still have your Sasha Banks, your Baileys, your Shayna Baszlers, your Johnny Garganos, your Tommaso Ciampas, your Aleister Blacks, so on and so forth. And that last name drop is actually pretty ironic, but we'll continue. So, I simply can't just be like, oh, I can't fuck with WWE anymore because the boss is an asshole. Because the talent still gives us gold. So that was essentially my point. And I was like, where is my man Dixon to chime in on this? Now, me, Smeek, and Dixon, we all worked at Models together about a decade ago. All right? That's how we all boys. All right? I actually saw Dixon the other day. I went to Top Golf. He works out there now. And this is before I walked in and realized it was $27 for an hour of play. I was like, fuck that. So, however, Joe explained to me that you could split the cost. I was like, well, you should have led with that. But all right, at least we know now.
Yeah, I thought I wanted to say something, but I thought you discovered that after you went there.
No.
But you did.
They told me they were splitting the cost and I only had to pay like $4 or $5. All right, fine. I'll chill for an hour or so.
And you had to play like what?
Get a couple of strokes in. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, motherfuckers, how it's done. But I'm not really into golf like that. I only time I went putt golfing was to take Jones on a date. So.
One time I really think about golf is in the
my thing is this, right? Why are we doing something that we don't even, bang with as a sport, or even half the time acknowledge as a sport, as a thing to do for fun when you have the likes of bowling, you have the batting cages, you have go-karting, things of that. That's all. I mean, at any rate. So
back to what we're talking.
Yeah, right. Back on tangent. So yeah, so this comes in or whatever, and he was pretty much like, man, listen, CM Punk's pipe bomb promo is all I have to say about it. And you know what? He's right. Oh, news! South Carolina parts ways with football coach Will Muschamp. Fuck that guy.
That was going to happen.
Oh yeah, Will Muschamp is not a good head coach. Solid defense coordinator maybe, but not a good head coach. And well, he's a white man, so they won't ever realize that. So he's probably gonna end up getting a job somewhere. Who cares? So, Dixon's absolutely right because Punk said it best. This company won't get any better until Vince McMahon kicks the bucket. And even then, it's going to be ran by, well, he didn't say Triple H and Stephanie, but that's who he meant. So,
your daughter is Doofus' son-in-law.
Yes, correct. You recall. So, he's absolutely right, though. But my question is, when that does happen, and who knows when that's happening, because this man is Vic fucking Tanny. So, he may never die. I don't know. I don't. So, I can't call it. But when and if it does happens, and it is bestowed upon Stephanie McMahon to run this company, because let's face it, that's who's going to end up running this company. Because I don't think Shane even wants it. Because Shane got his own stuff. Like, he got his own businesses and obligations and such. He's a family man. So right. So it's going to be bestowed upon Stephanie, more than likely. And at that point, do they, start to explore the idea of unionizing their talent? That's an excellent. They should. They very much should. Why? Because that's going to start becoming a going trend in the wrestling business. They're going to start getting to a point where these wrestling talent all over not only the country but the entire world, they're going to start developing unions, and these companies will be stupid to not comply with these with these talents' demands, as to not fuck up their money. Because if they lose the talent, what do y'all have at that point? You can't just hire scab wrestlers and think that's just going to run. We learned that when we had Kane play Diesel.
Yeah.
So no, you can't do that. So the fact of the matter is, you're going to have a time period if this does start, snowballing, in which I honestly think it will, because people were afraid of unionizing because Hulk Hogan's bitch ass ruined it. Do we not remember WWE superstars conspired to unionize back in I believe it was the mid to late 80s, right?
Mm-hmm.
They made the mistake of getting Hogan in on it. And Hogan went and told Vince that, they're planning to unionize. So Vince immediately shut that down and figured out a workaround to, completely avoid that, and called them independent contractors. Now, the thing is that These are supposed to be independent contractors. However, they can't, go to other companies and compete. They can't. Um, well, at this point now, they can't stream on Twitch or anything like that anymore. They're confined to pretty much be WWE employees. However, they're not technically considered WWE employees. It's a loophole, right? So,
Big ass loophole.
the bull ring of loopholes. So you have that going on, right? But independently, in these independent circuits, you're going to start getting these wrestlers start unionizing, and these independent circuits, they are trying to, you know, up themselves pretty much, essentially. So you're going to get these independent circuits that's going to comply with these unions, and it all depends on what unions they're willing to comply with, and what unions are willing to work with, what companies these unions are willing to work with. So, with that being said, we'll probably get to a point where these superstars in the WWE, they're going to start knocking at Vince's door about unionizing. And Vince is going to try to figure out some cheap way to, quiet all the talk. And it might cause some people to jump ship. That might be what caused some people to jump ship. AEW, I feel like they are going to be open to like a union of any type, because bottom line, AEW's talent, they are, in every sense of the word, independent contractors, because they have the freedom. Yeah, they are scheduled to do shows on AEW. Yeah, they are AEW mainstay. But if they get a call from another promotion to do like an appearance, or to have a match, they can do that if they're free.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? WWE can't do that. WWE superstars don't have the luxury to do that. But yet they're still independent contractors. So if you don't understand what's going on, what the problem is here, is that Vince McMahon has put a vice grip on his talent to the point where these are essentially WWE employees. However, they're not given that, luxury as an employee, because it's Vince's way of cutting corners. And with that being said, these WWE employees that are considered independent contractors, they don't have, company health insurance, 401k plans, things like that. All that is on them, which again brings you back to the saying in wrestling lore: save your money, kid, because the wrestling business doesn't necessarily have you the way that they're supposed to have you. They only have you if you're like a huge household name and they like legitimately care about you. Because there are instances where that company has, paid for, gastric bypasses for Paul Bearer. They've paid for surgeries. They have paid for, wellness rehab, things like that. So it's not to say that they don't do things out of the kindness of their heart. They do. They most certainly do. Don't rule that out. But it's not a standard. It's not, what it's supposed to be. It's a workaround. And it's essentially not fair to these employees who give their bodies and minds to this company day in and day out, roughly 300 days out of the year. That's days out of the year. That's only 65 days off. That's not a lot of days. Those are weekends, pretty much.
Listen, the only union that I saw was that actually happened in WWE that was kind of successful but not successful was the union that was formed against the corporation in a storyline.
Yeah, that was a successful union. That was probably the only successful union in wrestling lore. If we're being honest. So that is going to become a snowballing issue because it's going to be about that time where these superstars are like, listen, something gotta shake, man, because we have undying loyalty to y'all, to this company, but give us something too, goddammit. Like we need that. We need some type of security for it. We need legitimate security. We don't need that questionable. If I'm good, then I'm good. If I'm not good, then I'm screwed. Type of deal. That's not going to work. If y'all going to have me be an employee of this company and only exclusively for y'all, then there has to be something. Especially if there's a possibility that I could just be a jobber and not really have any type of resume being built for it. It's something for superstars and wrestlers and wrestling employees like just need to consider at least, or they might start considering.
Which is why AEW is more attractive now to wrestlers because of that, and they see that they have the freedom to do whatever they desire to do.
Now, another thing I told Smink during my mini explanation rant was that it would be hard for me to leave WWE for the simple fact that, again, there is talent 3 nights a week. However, if AEW spread it out to 3 nights a week, it might be a problem for WWE.
Oh, they're already working on 2. Remember, they got a second show in the works.
Tuesday.
Yeah, they announced that like months ago that they will be working on another show. So they're gonna have 2 shows.
And then not only that,
and it'll probably be like on a Thursday.
Then not only that, we're getting an AEW video game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and it's being done by youth.
Oh,
AKA.
Baby, it's been done not only by youth, but the Aki Corporation.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny Omega managed to find one of the former employees of this company that did the coding for No Mercy. And WrestleMania 2000 and Revenge and
Royal Rumble.
and Royal Rumble. So he finds this dude, and dude's pretty much like, yeah, I still remember the coding. So we're actually about to get a next gen No Mercy. Bro, I don't know if you've seen the trailer to this.
I've seen the trailer.
Oh, man, that looks good. It looks real good.
I was like, this gonna look dope.
And what looks so good about it is that they didn't go with, realistic. They went with hyper realistic. So, yeah, it looks exactly like Kenny Omega. Yeah, it looked exactly like Chris Jericho. But they also, kind of bulked them up to look a little larger than life. Kind of like WWE All-Stars, but less, but scaled back a little less. However, the maneuvers all flawless. Then they introduced what seems to be like a feature where the women can fight the dudes, with in the form of Hikaru Shida coming in, and I believe it was Jericho slipping first, and then she did her little gimmick or whatever, hit the ropes, hit the knee smack. And what I really enjoyed, because I was watching Hulk break it down, what I really enjoyed was the fact that Hikaru Shida hit the ropes exactly how she does in real life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Chris Jericho hit that Judas effect exactly as he would in real life. Everybody's movements and nuances, emotions were exactly as they were as their real life counterparts, which forces me to believe that these are going to be motion captured by every person that's going to be in that game. Every movement, every maneuver that they use in their move sets, all of it. And if that's the case, oh man, count your fucking days, WWE 2K.
Yeah.
That pack going up. If that's
Look, they already didn't put out a game. Are they not putting out a new game or something like that? I heard.
WWE
Yeah, 2K. They're not putting out a game, right? A 2K, right?
Battleground.
Yeah, but it's not 2K.
It's WWE Jam. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So basically, it's like 2K battle, 2K playground.
Nah.
I heard two good things about 2K playground. Yeah, it was from the younger generation. However, I heard good things about it, and I considered trying it out. If it's like NBA Street meets NBA Jam, that's not bad. So I would knock it. Is what I'm saying. But as far as NBA Street / Jam version of wrestling, that I'm also curious about, because it's like, what do you do with that? How does that work?
I have no clue, but AEW winning, like I said from the inception.
Oh yeah, because again, a next gen No Mercy. Here's the thing: wrestling game fanatics put No Mercy to a high standard because it was a game where the buttons were simple to pick up, but hard to master. So it was like, if you really wanted to put on like a 5-star match, you had to really know how to, work your psychology in the fashion of your button commands. However, once you did it, A, it was easy to do, and B, you got classics because of the gameplay. The gameplay was slow, but not too slow.
Right. Methodical.
It was smooth. Oh wow! Bills trade for Stephon Diggs. Cardinals trade for DeAndre Hopkins. Yeah, we'll get into that after the show. But yeah, so where was I? Right. So you just no, really, where was I? I forgot that fast. Okay, where was
I? Oh!
Nah, yeah, let's look at it, cause
my word.
What?
Wow, DeAndre just did that.
Oh, I thought there was a trade going on. No. Both moves and players shine today. Hopkins made the last and best play of the game.
Yeah, I just saw it on the game break on Fox. Really.
Oh, he caught a Hail Mary. Oh, that's why.
And with that highlight, Inside the Five might be coming back next week. Got some revisiting to do.
You already know.
Got some revisiting to do.
Let's fucking go. You know what it is. But yeah.
We're officially about to hit an hour.
Sure. Yeah. But seriously, Kenny, where was I in this tangent?
We were talking about No Mercy.
Right. Yes. So, with that being said, No Mercy was a fluid game. Like, a downright was one of the most fluid WWE games that were ever created.
Indeed. That was a hell of a throw.
All thanks to Ukes and the Aki Corporation. Now, Ukes has been off the wrestling scene that 2K bought out the WWE franchise.
Yeah.
They expressed, openness to doing another wrestling game with another company. So they got on board with AEW. The Aki Corporation folded some years ago. So that was the real challenge, finding anybody that remembered the coding from those years or whatever. And Kenny Omega hunkered down and actually pulled it off. So now, what it's looking like is we're going to get a next-gen No Mercy. And if we were, let's say we were to get, the same button command, speed, all that jazz from No Mercy that made the game so dope. And then we took all the next-gen bells and whistles. Again, count your fucking days, 2K games, because that will be the benchmark for wrestling games at that point. 2K games can no longer ride on laurels.
Exactly.
And it'll force them to have to make a stellar video game and actually, strip back down and rebuild everything. And honestly, I don't think they'll be able to do it. So listen, it might be slow for WWE games on that aspect. You say that AEW is going to have a show on Thursdays.
I'm thinking it's probably most likely going to happen on Thursday.
Like I said, if they do a third show, count your days, WWE, because at that point it will start showing people that A, there are other companies other than WWE to tune into, and B, what other wrestling shows are there to watch. And at some point somebody's gonna be up at 2 a.m. and stumble upon Ring of Honor on ABC, like I did just last night. And then at some point somebody's gonna be on YouTube and stumble upon Impact. So it's looking slow for WWE if they don't do something that is going to help their talent in the long run, and B, in general, and not just the wellness policy. Because the wellness policy has good intentions, but it's not enough. It simply isn't enough. So,
Correct.
With that being said, I just hope that something is figured out. I hope Zelina Vega ends up somewhere else where she could, utilize her talents. Because here's the thing, and WWE didn't show that much. Zelina Vega is actually pretty solid. I guess we don't really have to call her Zelina Vega anymore. Thea Trinidad's pretty solid as a worker. So definitely happy trails of Thea, and wherever she lands, I hope that that company utilizes her well, and trust me, she can be utilized well. So
I'm going to miss her up, down, down.
You just gotta give her a chance. Also, the whole Twitch thing, I'm still not seeing a upside to it, so that might be a problem too. Like I said, the jig may be up on Vince McMahon in his closing years, and you hate to see it. Well, unless you've been looking to see it for a while now, in which you'll love
Yeah.
it. I personally don't know how to feel about it. I have mixed feelings because although Vince McMahon has done and said some pretty fucked up shit, he's given us gold over the years. You can't take that away from him. He's given us fire over the years. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Not in the past 7. Oh, he's getting us his Roman Reigns.
Honestly, man, you look hard enough. Yeah, he has. Just the last 7 years, you just have to look elsewhere because Roman Reigns is being shoved down our throats. But in the midst of that time, there was some pretty dope shit going on. So, I don't know how to feel about that. I know that I'll be sad when that day happens for Vince McMahon, when it's over for him. I'll personally be pretty upset. So again, I just hope that the right thing is done at some point, and that things are figured out. Either they do unionize, or something happens to where they don't have to unionize these wrestlers. But nonetheless, that's where we're steamrolling to, because they had mugs like trying to get Zelina Vega to join the Yang train. I was like, oh my, this guy's political all of a sudden. And then Andrew Yang was like, I haven't forgot about this man. I was like, oh shit, it's lit. So basically, Andrew Yang, he's like, if I'm not getting, if I don't get in Secretary of, I want to say it was Secretary of Business, then I'm going to use whatever resources I can to reach out to whoever ends up as Secretary of Business to investigate this situation where, the wrestlers at WWE are essentially getting screwed over, and they probably need to unionize. So it's like, if it gets political, man, buckle up, because this isn't a problem that's going to go away. When politics gets involved, it doesn't go away until it's resolved.
No, not to cut you off, but you slowing up a little bit on my end, so
Shit. All right.
I don't yet.
So I guess we'll consider that my final thought. Kenny, do you have one?
My final thought is whenever someone comes up in your mind, automatically reach out to that person, because
No.
multiple times in this week, I have had thoughts of people just wondering if a certain person or a couple people have been okay. One of them, I found out, had passed away.
Well, that's sad.
Yeah, so what I'm typically saying and essentially saying is trust the force inside of you. Okay. If you feel a disturbance in the force of somebody you care about, or someone that you haven't talked to in a while, but was still your friend, or still had some kind of good standing with, checking on that person.
All right, that I can get with, as long as I'm still in good standing with them. I do need to start hitting my friends up more often, don't I? All right. Okay. Bring it on home.
So with that being said, my name is Kenneth Whitaker, aka Hendrik Solo, the original owner of the Millennial Falcon. I'm riding here through space with the force in my face, with a bad chick on my side, with my hand on her waist. That's right.
The motherfucking zoot suit on and shit with the Tommy gun.
Yeah. Talk words over, ask where's my super suit like I'm frozen. AKA the last one Jedi. You will not throw my PS5 in the trash, and you will give me a new mug like Carlos has, because I miss my mug.
I'll bet you do. I love this fucking mug.
But think about it more. I'm angry. I'm really mad now. I was forgiven at first, but now that I don't have to be, I'm pissed. I want my mug back. And it's shattered. Like my dreams. But not all my
mug. Not a lot of things with my name on it. This one does.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of things with my name on it. My dreams have been been reassembled. That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah.
You're going crazy right now.
Yeah. AKA Mr. Go Slick Vodka. So I was walking down the hallway, a nigga had these tight white pants on, and pants sticking out of the G-string. You can see right through the pants, man. It was so sweet. It's 10:33. Yeah. What? That's what time it was. That's the coolest fucking story. Ever heard of it? You have time to
I bet your ass turned around and like power walked off and shit.
Yeah, he about faced. He about faced, bro. Took his healing.
Hey, I was there.
AKA, not your man, I'm a savage. Ooh, yeah. See, the one thing you gotta understand, me, Gene, is that the pandemic can't stop the nacho man yet. Because the one thing you need to know, you hoes out there, that even if I've given you the time of day, even if it was just 5 minutes, the nacho man is not your man. Yeah, that's why my name is the nacho man. You see me, Gene, a lot of times I like to think that I can just come in there and they create their own domain in my dwelling. Nacho Man is not having it because there's only one lady in his life, and that's the WWE title. Yeah, so if that lady isn't solid cool, I don't want that lady because she's yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Nacho Man, I'm a Savage, live from his beach house in Sarasota, Florida. Back to you, Gorilla.
Where's my PS5? Yeah. Oh my goodness. AKA AKA the very stretching. The very time.
Very stoic, yes.
Austin Powers Faja.
Wait, is Faja?
Dad is Faja.
No.
Let me ask you something. Are you happy? What kind of stupid ass question is that? Of course I'm happy. I'm rich and I'm dead sexy. No, are you happy? Of course I'm not happy. I got bigger titties than you do. I'm so mad. I gotta watch it over. I haven't seen it in a long time. I used to know that whole soliloquy went on. I can't stop eating. Yeah.
That joke's so sad but so funny, though.
If it was judging on your appearance, it always leaves you emotionally skewed.
I eat because I'm unhappy.
And I'm unhappy because I eat. Leaves you so emotionally skewed.
And Kale goes, then he busts out a big ass fucking fart.
Right. Sorry. Fart.
I forgot all about that part.
Oh yeah, yo, that's such classic shit. It's such good shit. Which leads me into AKA this sick black man. Yeah. Now that the Undertaker's 30th anniversary and Survivor Series is upon us, I think the best way to send him out is we're having the ultimate buried alive match. So get Undertaker, get Kane, get Mankind, get who else is in that buried alive match? That's pretty good. Edge, get Roman Reigns, get The Rock, and get someone else like Sick with Fight, get the bill. I don't know. Mark Henry.
Bray Wyatt, let's go.
And Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, since we need some new talent and new blood in here, and we're gonna have ourselves an ultimate during a live match, and it's gonna take place where, Carlos?
I have no fucking clue how, but in your office.
In my office, and you people have been begging me for something other than on a pole matches, so I'm happy to oblige you just one time, but only at Survivor Series. And once Survivor Series is over, we're gonna have ourselves an Undertaker's hat and coat on a pole match, but it's not gonna be a real match. It's just gonna be a celebration of Undertaker, and it's not gonna be a real match. It's gonna hang it from the rafters, and you. I'm gonna see the anointing of the new dead man / Fiend, Bray Wyatt, once he put that hat and glove and jacket on his head.
I would not hate that.
But he's gotta climb the pole again. Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah. Well, to bring on home, my name is Carlos Crawford, a.k.a. starting first in the Royal Rumble. It's Chin Music Charlie, a.k.a. Vic Flair. If I want to walk the streets of Montgomery Village, Maryland with Brianna Calo, I'll do it because I'm Vic Flair. Woo!
Not to scare over. I don't know how much that costs, but I'd be ashamed to wear
it. Let you know I'm in business. AKA Snack Miller. I'm a Buffalo soldier. Heaven is a mile away, the trouble much closer. I'm only 29, but my mind is older, and it'll forever be. Dead presidents for the homies, death to my enemies. AKA Gelato Graham. This would be the time of the year where I really had to depend on my bonus. The batches are shit this time of year. Remember my 2-pound signing bonus? AKA the EDM Savant. You don't want to miss the boat on a good storyline, Kenny. That's it. Miss the boat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I honestly didn't think that would be that funny, but here we are. All right, AKA Haystack West. Boys, look, land. Let's hope this is where we need to be and not a repeat of the last few days. Moose, when we get on land, we're going to start scouting to see how we can make a living. Boys, I suggest you do the same. We go back to being legit, or in mama's case, she goes legit. I already got my cleanness and bacon. I suggest y'all find the same. Sure. There we go, guys. Haystack West and the gang has made it to a new land. Will we continue this story? Or is that where it ends?
God, I hope it keeps going. I'm gonna be so sad at that. I don't know what's gonna be worse: the day that probably ends, or when Pop died.
Yeah, that was a sad episode. I actually went back to that episode sometime last week, and I did an excellent job.
Yes, you did. That was very good story writing, sir.
Like, that last breath got me too. When I went back and listened to it, I was like, damn, I know it's me that did it, but God, I didn't have to snap.
I'm trying to tell you, you got a hint of acting in you with that. I'm trying to tell you, if you just channel what you did with that and put it into more writing stuff and me writing stuff too, nigga, you can play a role.
Sure. I used to
that's your first. You can call that your first legitimate role that you played. Even though you got a video game, but the voice work. You were dedicated to it. That's not easy to do, you know. A lot, you know how many you can do stuff like that.
If we got a live action Red Dead Redemption movie, I'd want to play Charles Smith. Yep. It's a pretty ball ass school too.
That's all I'm saying. That's what they need to do.
At any rate, ladies and gentlemen, that was 116. We off this.
We out.